What is up, you guys? It's your spiritual fairy godmother, and I am back. Okay, I am back with another video. Except for today's video, it's not a vlog. Um, Today's video is going to be my labor and delivery slash postpartum stay type of video. So, I know these videos are usually pretty formal, like the camera is set up and stuff like that. But really, I just was kind of like, I want to tell the story before I forget. I also still have to edit the actual labor and delivery vlog, so that'll be coming after this one. But I wanted to just go ahead and tell y'all the story of how I brought my son into this world. He is right here. He not asleep. He peekaboo fake sleeping. So you might hear him grunting, or if he wakes up, then I'll introduce him to you guys and let y'all see him. But yeah, so this is kind of going to be a longer story time or a longer video. So if you have the time, put it on while you're cleaning up, while you're doing what you do, while you're in the car driving to work, whatever the case may be. Because, yeah, my labor and delivery did not go how I thought it was going to go. It went completely opposite. And yeah, so I just kind of wanted to catch a vibe. It's early in the morning. My daughter just got off to school. We in the bed, we chilling, we laying down. And I figured, what better time than now than to just tell our story. So it started off um, Wednesday night. So Wednesday the 12th. I got woke up out of my sleep at around like 11 o'clock at night. So I would say Tuesday night. Tuesday night around like 11 o'clock at night. Wednesday night. Wednesday. I don't know. So Tuesday, I guess around 11 o'clock, but it was Wednesday. Actually, yo, I don't know. I'm kind of fuzzy about that. I don't know. I think it might have been Wednesday night. Wednesday night, I ended up waking up out of my sleep. I had to go to the bathroom so bad. Like, when I tell y'all, and that was frequent for me, like, being in your third trimester, you kind of like wake up out of your sleep to have to go to the bathroom pretty often. Like, it wasn't like it was something that was like abnormal for me. And for me, like, it was painful for me getting out the bed. So I would usually like wait as long as I could, sometime like over an hour, to kind of go to the bathroom, just because I already knew it was going to be painful to get out the bed. I got to get up. I got to sit on the cold toilet, all of the things. So I remember laying in the bed for about like an hour and a half, just in my head. Like, I was half asleep, kind of woke, but I was telling myself, like, dang, I really need to go to the bathroom. I really need to go to the bathroom. I need to just get up and go. I need to just get up and go. So eventually it got painful. And if you've ever been in your third trimester, then you know, like, once the baby start pushing on your bladder, it hurts. And it causes like Braxton Hicks contractions. Like, if you have Braxton Hicks, 9 times out of 10, it's like way worse once your bladder is full. So I had to go to the bathroom real bad, and I thought I was getting like Braxton Hicks contractions because I had to go to the bathroom, and that's normally what would happen every night. Every single night, every time my bladder got full, I would have Braxton Hicks contractions. I had been having them for weeks. So on this particular night, my brother was in the bathroom, and I remember just waiting outside the bathroom for probably like 5 to 10 minutes, and I was having contractions. Like, I was having those Braxton Hicks contractions, or at least what I thought was Braxton Hicks contractions. And when I tell you they hurt it so bad, I just start crying. So after about 10 minutes, I think my brother was in the shower, but I couldn't tell. Like, I thought he was just using the bathroom. I didn't hear the water or whatever. So I ended up going back in my room, and I was naked. I'm always naked, especially when I was pregnant. So I ended up going back in my room, and I was just sitting in the bed, and I was just crying. Like, I was just crying, probably for like 5 minutes, just crying and crying and crying. And then my brother finally came in the room, and he was like, I didn't know you was crying. I didn't know you was waiting on the bathroom or whatever. So I finally went to the bathroom, and once I went to the bathroom, the first contraction hit. And when I tell you, it was like I felt that contraction in my whole entire body, right? So people say that contractions kind of feel like period cramps, but more intense. No, there's really no way to describe it. For me, it started off in like my belly button, and it was like my whole entire belly got hard. And with the hardness of my belly, it was like I could feel heat radiating, like through my belly, through my back, through my down my butt. So that was the first contraction. I was on the toilet. I felt it. I'm crying. I get off the toilet, and I'm just like, I couldn't leave the bathroom. I was just crippled. Like, I'm crying and I'm freaking out. I wasn't really freaking out, but I was like crying. And I'm like, dang, like, I remember thinking to myself, like, am I really crying because I had to go to the bathroom? So again, I'm sitting here crying, but then like every 2 to 3 minutes, like, these contractions are coming. So before you know it, my mom had yelled in the bathroom, like, what you doing in there? Like, girl, what you doing? Like, you okay? Are you in labor? Are you having contractions? And the contractions and the pain was so bad that, like, I didn't want to talk. Like, I didn't want to talk to her. I didn't want to respond. And I was already scheduled to be induced that Friday. Mind you, it's Wednesday. So I wasn't prepared. I wanted to wash my sheets. I had been sick. I had a cold. Um, I literally had like a bunch of tissue from blowing my nose, like, on the side of my bed. So I'm like, no, I'm not in labor. I'm not ready. Um, so then my brother ended up coming out his room, and he's like, you okay? You want us to go to the hospital? And I'm just like, ah. Like, I was having a contraction. I'm screaming, and I'm holding on to the bathroom, like the bathroom door, and I'm just like, ah. Like, it was like, the screaming was like helping to like lift my diaphragm and lift my belly, and it was making the contraction like feel lighter. But overall, those contractions was coming back to back to back every 2 to 3 minutes, and I probably had about 6 contractions before mom was like, we're going to the hospital. So mom had came in the bathroom, and she was basically like, let me go to the bathroom, we finna get ready, we finna go to the hospital. It is what it is. And I was kind of just like, no, I'm not ready. I don't think I'm in labor. Like, I went in my room, I chilled for a minute. I'm like, I just need to lay down. She was like, girl, laying down don't help what you got going on. So I went in my room, and I ended up feeling a really, really bad one. I had asked myself, I'm like, God, am I really in labor? Like, is this what it feels like? Am I okay? And then I end up having a really, really bad one. And I'm just like, okay, this is real. This is a real contraction. I really might be going into labor, and I'm scared. So I asked my mom, like, should I just go ahead and hop in the shower real quick? You know, like, I wasn't expecting this. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I want to get in the shower. And she was like, yeah, that might even help. You know, like, that might help with the contractions or whatever. So I got in the shower. The contractions didn't stop. They kind of kept going, but they like subsided a little bit. So it was coming like further apart. I would say like every like 6 minutes. At first it was like every 2 to 3, but after my shower it went to like, you okay? It went to like every 6. So by the time I got out the shower, mama was in her bed sleeping. So I'm like, dang, you know, she's tired. She got work in the morning. I really don't want to bother her. Or whatever. So I went into her room just to check, like, okay, do you still want to go or should we not go? She was like, girl, get up, let's go. So I packed my bags. I had already had like um, my labor and delivery bags in my car. So Mama had packed her stuff. I packed my stuff. We got ready. Kamaya was in the bed sleeping. We left her with Cameron, my brother, and we headed to the hospital. We pulled in the back. We got my bags and stuff out of my car, and yeah, we went to the hospital. The hospital was only about like 6 to 7 minutes away from my house, so we ended up getting there super quick. So we got to the hospital. I literally got checked in right away, and they put me in my gown. They checked my cervix, and they was like, "You are 4.5 centimeters. We're gonna go ahead and check you in. You're in active labor." And Mom was just like, "Girl, I told you, I told you," and I'm still in denial. Like, well, they might send me home, because sometimes, like, if you're not at 5 centimeters dilated, like, they'll send you home. So I'm like, they could still potentially send me home. Like, I didn't really know for sure if I was gonna be staying or if they was gonna send me home or what the case was. So I was just kind of like, I was just kind of nervous. I was in shock. I couldn't believe that like I had really went into labor. So yeah, I was in my triage room. It was a nice room. It was just me and Mama. I had a really, really nice nurse. I think her name was Cameron, and she really took care of me. And then I think once they decided to keep me, an actual doctor had came in. He ended up checking me as well. He made the decision, I think, for me to actually stay. And then at that point, they had wheeled my whole bed into a labor and delivery room. So by this time, it's around like maybe like 2, 3 in the morning, maybe like 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, around this time, it's around like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I officially get to my labor and delivery room, and that was pretty much that. I think I got on the IV. Maybe I wasn't even on the IV yet. I think I was just there. So I was just in my bed. I ended up like walking around a little bit, trying to get labor started so that it didn't like stall out, because I felt like my contractions had pretty much stopped at that point. But they had me on the monitor and the contractions were still coming, but I wasn't feeling them like I was feeling them at home. And I'm like, it's crazy because I made a joke to the nurse, like, this always happens where you in labor until you actually get to the hospital. So she was like, well, you're still having contractions on the monitor. um you're just not feeling them. They're just not super intense. So I'm in the bed at this point. Me and Mama laughing, joking around for probably about an hour before she fell asleep. And then once Mama fell asleep, that's when I had got up and I just started walking around. I walked around for probably like 30 minutes. I remember I told myself at 5:30 in the morning I was going to go back and sit down because I was in pain. I'm literally sitting here big in my third trimester trying to walk around the nursing station to put myself into even more of active labor. And I waited till Mom was asleep because it was just like, I didn't want her to leave, but also I didn't want her to miss work for nothing. So it was like I was trying to actually make sure that my labor was like progressing, so that if she did have to miss work, I was actually gonna have a baby and I wasn't just making her miss work for nothing. So around 5:30, I went back in the room. I tried to go to the bathroom. I sat on the toilet for probably about like an hour, because they say like sitting on the back of the toilet kind of helps you with labor, like it helps baby get into position. So I sat there on my phone for probably like an hour, but I couldn't even focus on my phone because I was having contractions. I had a lot on my mind. I didn't want mom to leave. I was worried about her going to work. So much was going on through my mind. So at probably like 6 something in the morning, mama alarm went off. I went back and laid down, and I put something on the TV. At that point, I was tired. I was exhausted. My body was exhausted from having contractions, and mama had decided to stay. She was like, I'm just gonna call in or whatever, because my doctor, my actual OB, was scheduled to come in at 7 o'clock in the morning. So we like, I'm just gonna try to get some rest real quick for like 30 minutes before my doctor actually come in and see me or whatever. Mama was staying, so at that point, my mind felt calm. I felt calm. I felt okay. Still hadn't received any medication or an IV or anything yet. I didn't need that yet. The only reason why they ended up giving me an IV was if I was going to get an epidural. They said you had to take fluids for that. So at this point, I still hadn't had an IV. Still hadn't had any labs drawn or anything like that. Like, I was just winging it. So I had asked her for the peanut ball, and I had put the peanut ball between my legs, and I pretty much just waited for like 7:30 for my doctor to come in. So at 7, a nurse had came in and basically was like, your doctor is doing his rounds. He'll be around to see you shortly. So around like 7:30, 7:45, he had finally come in, and he was like, you ready to have a baby? And I was like, yeah. And he was just like, I don't know, he was irritating me. He was like, okay, so are you ready to get the epidural? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, no, I don't really want the epidural. He was like, girl, you can't even take a cervical check. Like, I'm pretty sure you're going to need the epidural. You should really, really get the epidural. So he kept pushing that onto me. And in a moment, I was just like, I'm okay. Like, I don't really want it. I'm okay. I'm good. I don't think I need it. Or whatever. I'm going to try to, like, stick it out. So he ended up doing a cervical check on me. And by this time, the nurses was saying that I was 5.5 centimeters. But when he checked me, he was like, you're still at a 4. He kept doing that throughout the whole duration of my stay. They would tell me I was like 7 centimeters. He would be like, you're at like 5. So, yeah, at that point, he had told me I was still only 4.5. But I was thinking I was 5.5. So it was like, it was a little disappointing. They came in, and he ended up breaking my water with like a little crochet hook or something like that. And I felt the fluid like just start coming and gushing out of me. And he was like, it's nice and clear. You're all good. We are going to go ahead and start you on Pitocin. We're going to go ahead and get this labor started. And I'm like, okay, I really didn't want Pitocin. But again, this is like, I've been in labor at this point since 11 o'clock at night. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. So they considered that to be like, not a long time, but it's like, okay, you've been in labor for quite a while now. So we're going to go ahead and start you on Pitocin because your contractions aren't strong enough to make you dilate. Like, you're having contractions, but they're not strong enough to make your cervix soften and you to dilate. So here I am. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm finally getting this Pitocin. And honestly, the Pitocin wasn't bad. I started off at a 2, and then I think I went up only to like a 6 throughout the whole duration of my stay. I never got up to like an 8 or a 10. They was doing it like really, really slow. So they end up giving me the Pitocin, and for hours I kind of just labored. Now, at this point, I have an IV because obviously I have Pitocin, so I'm not able to like walk around the hospital and the nurse's station and all that stuff like I was able to do before. But I was still able to bounce on my ball, walk around my room. So that's what I was doing. Like once Mama had fell back asleep, I think she was asleep for honestly all of it. Me getting my water broken, all of that. But once she had fell back asleep, again, I didn't want her wasting her off day, so I got to bouncing on my ball. My nurses had tried to put me on like my elbows and like had me with my butt in the air, but my elbows was like giving out, like they was not strong enough, they was weak, I couldn't do it. So then I got on in queen pose, which is basically they just put the bed up and it's like you sit on a chair. So I did a couple different positions with the peanut ball, and my labor was just still not really progressing. So I remember him coming in again. So this basically went on all day, like literally all day. And then at around 6 o'clock, he was like, we need to have this baby by 7 o'clock because that's when I get off. And at the time, I'm like, what the, like, you know what? Like, I feel like he was trying to rush me. So he upped the Pitocin. And when he upped the Pitocin, when I tell you them contractions hit me, like they hit me. So I'm on the ball and I'm literally having the worst contractions, like back to back to back, probably like every 3 to 4 minutes. And when I say they were so bad, this baby has been up all night, y'all. But yeah, so the contractions end up just hitting me really, really bad. And it was hard. It was hard on my body. It was hard on my mind. Like, I really couldn't take it. It was hard. So, it's okay. It's okay. So once the contractions had really, really started to hit, I told Mama, like, I can't take it no more. Like, this is hurting me. Like, I am in some pain. Like, I couldn't take it. I'm literally like, this hurts. Like, this hurts. I'm bouncing on the ball. I'm like, lady, stop talking to me. Like, I wasn't rude, but it was just like, she would be talking to me and I would just get real, real quiet. I muted the TV. It was like, I wanted it dark in the room. It was just like, everything was like, too much, from the beeping on the monitor to them constantly coming in the room to whatever else was happening. It was kind of just like a lot and it was too much. And on top of that, the contractions was really, really coming like fast. And I kept telling the lady, like, dang, I feel like I'm not even getting a break. Like, the contractions wouldn't be that bad if they wasn't so close together. Like, I need a break. I'm tired. Like, they keep coming back to back to back to back, and I'm not even having a moment to like catch my breath. So in the midst of this, me and Mom were like laughing, we talking, but like I said, the contractions was coming back to back to back. So at that point, I'm like, I want that epidural. And then I changed my mind, or something happened. I think they maybe came in and asked me, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, Mom, what should I do? And Mom was like, girl, get the epidural. Like, it's 7 o'clock at night now. Like, you've been in labor all day. You're exhausted. You're tired. You haven't eaten all day. You haven't eaten since last night. Like, it's okay. Get your fluids. Get the epidural. It's okay. So, they came in and they were trying to give me the epidural, and I'm just like, no, wait, like, I changed my mind. I don't really want it. And Mom was like, girl, get that epidural. Close your eyes. Go to sleep. So yeah, I end up getting the epidural, and they end up having to poke me so many times. Like, he was basically like, it's a flimsy needle. Like, sometimes it's just hard to get a good poke. And I'm like, see, this is why I didn't want it in the first place. Um, with my first epidural, they had to do it so many times and it didn't work. So I was just getting nervous, and I was having contractions while they were trying to give me this dang epidural, while having to like keep my back straight so that nothing bad happened, or just nothing went wrong. So I ended up getting the epidural. They had made my mom leave out actually for me to get the epidural, so she had went somewhere. Don't remember where she went, but she left, maybe to get her computer or to go home for a minute. But she went to go do something while I got the epidural. The epidural pretty much kicked in right away, but it wasn't bad. Like, I could still pick up my legs, I could still move my legs. Whereas the first time I had got it, I was really itchy. I couldn't move my legs. Like, it was horrible. So this go around, the epidural was good. It wasn't too strong. It was very light. And I could still feel when they did like cervical checks. I could still feel my legs pretty much. I could still feel certain things. So I felt at ease at the fact that like I wasn't completely numb. So I got the epidural, and then that's when things kind of went downhill. At around like 8 o'clock, 8:30, they was basically like, your baby is having D cells, and we want to monitor. So for about an hour, they monitored my baby's heart rate, and they said basically like with the Pitocin, like every contraction, he was having D cells, like his heart was decelerating, or like basically like slowing down a little bit. So they did that for an hour. They monitored him for an hour, and then they took me off of Pitocin. So at this point, it's around 8 o'clock. My doctor had got off at 7, and another lady, Dr. Watson, had came in, and she kind of explained to me, which we later found out she was wrong. But she was like, the D cells and whatever is going on with your baby heart, we think you have an infection. You've been open now for over 12 hours. You got your water broke at 7. And now it's almost 8 o'clock, so we're thinking we want to go ahead and give you a C-section because your body can't tolerate the labor. Like, you're not progressing. So if we take you off Pitocin, your contractions aren't strong enough by themselves to make you dilate. And with the Pitocin, the baby's heart rate is having D cells. So we're going to go ahead and give you an emergency C-section. Now, at this point, I'm irritated because I'm like, I don't got no infection. I know I don't got no infection. I don't feel like I got no infection. I'm not having no fevers. I'm not getting no chills. I'm not getting no shakes. Like, I just knew that they were wrong. And it felt like they were just trying to rush the process, like rush me to have a baby. Because I had asked them, like, can we just test it out for an hour? Like, can we just see what my body will do, without being on a Pitocin? But she was like, well, you have the epidural, so you can't walk or do anything to, to speed up your labor. So it's best that we just go ahead and have the C-section. Like, we're not going to test it out. We want a healthy baby, so we're going to go ahead and give you a C-section. Mind you, mama had left when I got the epidural. She went to go get food, went to go check on Cameron and Kamaya, and basically make sure everything was okay at the house. So she ended up having to, Cameron was at work until like 11 o'clock at night. And my auntie, she worked third shift. She had to leave the house around like 9:30, so probably in like 30 minutes from the time that it is right now. So at this point, we had called my brother's girlfriend and was like, "Can you come over here and watch Kamaya, my daughter, um, while Caprice gives birth or whatever?" She said, "Yeah." So then Mama had to go through waiting for her to get off work, I think, and then for her to get home, and then Mom was gonna go pick her up and then bring her back to our house. And just the thought of all of that was giving me anxiety, because I'm like, they talking about they trying to rush me in right now, and you not here, and her getting off work, and then you having to pick her up and then drive all the way back to our house, and then you drive from our house all the way back to the hospital. I'm like, that's gonna take like an hour. Like, this is gonna take a long time. So in my mind, I'm just freaking out. I'm like, no, I can't do this by myself. I never wanted a C-section. Like, it was just scary. Like, the thought of everything was scary. Mind you, I had a really good staff, but I definitely feel like they, like, sped up my labor. Like, I feel like you can be in labor for 24 hours. Like, it's okay. Like, unless there are signs that your body is in distress or your baby is in distress, I feel like they should have just let me labor. But I wanted a healthy baby, so it was like I felt forced. I felt like I didn't really have a say so. So um, they was pretty much like, she got 30 minutes to get here, before we take you down. And then once we take you down, it's still gonna take like another 20 minutes to get you prepped and on the table and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to tell her to just be on her way, tell her to be on her way or whatever. We'll wait for her. We'll get you together. It's okay. So at this point, I'm calling Mom and I'm freaking out. I'm like, why are they trying to give me a C-section? You need to get here right now. She needs to get an Uber to the house instead of you going to go pick her up. Like, I'm just trying to come up with solutions because I needed Mama in the operating room with me. I've never had a C-section. I had my first baby naturally. So it was a lot going on. I felt defeated. I felt really, really disappointed in myself. And I was just, at that point, I was exhausted. I was tired and I was hungry. And I was like irritable because I just felt like I had no say so in my birth. So I was just frustrated at that point. I was really, really frustrated. So I'm calling my mama. I'm trying to get her to hurry up and come. And at this point, they are wheeling me back now. They're taking all my jewelry out. They're putting a little hat on my head, here and there, whatever it is. And I have to leave my phone in the room. I didn't have to, but I didn't know I could take it. But I ended up leaving my phone in the room, so I couldn't come on. I couldn't call and check and see where she was. They kept asking me, like, where's your mom? Where's your mom? I'm like, I left my phone in the room. I don't know. So the anesthesiologist is, like, trying to put me to sleep or whatever. And I'm telling him, like, I have a cold. Like, I'm congested. I feel like I can't breathe. And he was like, that's perfectly normal. Your oxygen level is at 100. But if you're having anxiety, then I can do something for you. I'm like, I'm not having anxiety, nigga. I can't breathe. Like, my nose is stuffed up. So even if I can breathe out my mouth and even if my oxygen levels are fine, I cannot breathe. Like, my nose is stuffed up. I feel congested. Like, help me. So he gave me oxygen to put in my nose. It didn't really help because, like I said, I was congested, so I couldn't even feel the oxygen like going up my nose. I'm still congested even now, but at the time it was so bad. Y'all will see in the actual video, but it was so bad. So yeah, the process had started and my mom had came just in the nick of time. They got her all dressed up. She had on her C-section outfit and she sat on the side of me, and I wasn't put to sleep. I could feel tugging and just like I felt when they cut me open, and it's nothing. There's no feeling like getting a C-section. Like, it's literally you in a cold, sterile room. It smells like a hospital. you're awake while people are literally, and my doctors was like having a conversation about lunch or something, like y'all having a random ass conversation over my belly, over my baby, over my open body. But it's like I'm also kind of out of it because of the medication, but I'm aware. So it's like I'm in my mind fighting myself, like, you got this, you're aware, you're awake, but then also the medicine is kicking my ass. So I'm kind of like, Ma, hello, hello. I'm like, ow, I can feel that, I can feel that. And the anesthesiologist is like, what do you feel? And I'm like, I don't know, but I feel something. And he was like, well, you kind of have to tell me what you feel so I know how to dose you up. Like, are you feeling burning? Is it just the pulling and tugging? Are you feeling pressure? And I'm like, I don't know, but I can feel them cutting me open. Like, I can feel them pulling this baby out of me. Like, I can feel this. I can feel this. And Mama kept saying, like, it's okay. It's just the tugging. They almost done. The baby almost out. So when they finally said the baby out, I'm like, I don't hear him. Like, I don't hear him. I didn't hear him for about like 4 minutes. So I told Mama, I'm like, it's been like 3 minutes. I don't hear him. Go check on him. Go make sure he's alive. And she just sitting there. I'm like, Mom, I'm not playing. Like, it's been like 5 minutes now. He is not breathing. Go and get up and check on him. I felt like she was scared, so she was waiting on them to tell her that she could come over there. I ain't care about none of that. I'm like, no, go check on him. It's been too long. He's not breathing. So she finally go over there, and I don't know her side of the story, but I know she said that he had a lot of amniotic fluid because he was stuck. He was stuck in me, and his face was up, so that's why he wasn't coming out. Um, but yeah, so basically they got baby out, and that was that. Like, he wasn't breathing for a couple minutes, but he ended up breathing. And all I kept hearing is, look at that hair, look at that hair. Everybody like, look at his hair. And Mama tried to show me him, but it was like I couldn't put my neck up to see him. So I'm just like, I'll see him later. Like, I'll see him later, Mom. I was too tired. I was too exhausted. And I feel like that's something people don't tell you. Like, when you do a natural birth, like, they put the baby on you, and it's just like, it's happiness, it's a sigh of relief. You're not really in pain no more. Even delivering a placenta is kind of like you still just happy that the baby is alive. But on all that medication from the C-section, it was just like I couldn't be happy that he was alive. I was just numb. I was just like, okay, he here. I'm in God's hands now, and I kind of just like let myself fall out. Like, I didn't pass out, but I was just kind of just like I was exhausted. I was so tired from the whole day. I had him at 10:06. So from 11 o'clock the day previously to almost 11 o'clock that next day, I hadn't eaten. I was tired. I was exhausted. It was just me and Mama, and I was just done. Like, I was so just out of it. But my baby was here. After that, they wheeled us up back to my labor and delivery room. I tried to put him on my breast. He didn't really latch, but I'm like, dang, y'all want to put him on my breast already? Like, he just came out. Like, I'm pretty sure he full from all that amniotic fluid he just had. Mom was like, nah, girl, he hungry. He trying to suck on his finger. He trying to suck on his thumb. I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't even process. Like, I was literally just waking up. When I tell you I was shaking, like I had the shakes, I'm literally like I'm chattering. I got the shakes real bad. I'm cold. I couldn't breathe. Like, it was just bad. It was just bad all around. But the moment that they was like, you have to get him and try to feed him, the shakes went away. Everything that I was feeling cold. All of that had went away as soon as I held him in my arms. Like, everything was just better. After about 20 minutes, they had took me to my recovery room. and my recovery was okay. My baby had to be like, I had to be there for like 5 days. He had a high bilirubin, so he was under a blanket for 2 nights, and then one night he was in like like the NICU incubator thing, and they had the bilirubin lights on top, and then they also had a blanket on him. It was like the scariest thing ever. We had to like put our hands in. It was just bad. Healing from a C-section scar, I felt like I smelled horrible. I felt like I couldn't move. My abs were like working muscles that I had never worked before, just trying to get out the bed, just trying to care for him. So when mama had to go to work those couple days, it was just bad. It was like, it wasn't horrible, but my body was, it was so taxing on my body. They kept coming in the room. It was like by day 5, I was so irritated. And I had good nurses, especially in the beginning. But towards the end of the week, like you can tell it's a shift change. You could tell these nurses ain't as good as the other nurses that I had, you know. So all in all, my birth experience was what it was. I had a C-section for the first time, and overall it wasn't that bad. Like, I thought it was gonna be horrible. It wasn't. Even like my healing at home is not that bad. They gave me oxycodone, Tylenol, and ibuprofen to take interchangeably, but I haven't taken them because I feel okay, and I'm breastfeeding, so I don't want to be on plenty medications. But yeah, y'all, it was hard bringing this baby into this world. It took me 3 years to be able to have this baby. Finally had him, so I'm grateful. You know, I definitely feel blessed that even though I had a C-section, I was able to have a healthy baby with no defects. He didn't have to stay in the hospital or the NICU. He got to stay with me in my arms the whole time. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. But yeah, that was my birth, my labor and delivery story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, share it to all your social medias. And I am out of here, guys. Bye.